Welcome back to Vibes and Chemistry, your go-to spot for real talk on love, dating, and relationships. I'm your host, Kai. For today's subject, you love your partner, but their friends? Nah, you cannot stand them. Maybe they're messy, maybe they're always in your business, maybe they're just straight up bad influences, or maybe you just don't like their energy, and every time you see them, you gotta fake a smile. We've all been there. But here's the thing. Hating your partner's friends can seriously impact your relationship if you don't handle it right. So today, we're breaking it all the way down. How do you deal with a partner whose friends you cannot stand without ruining your relationship in the process? Segment 1, are you being fair? Before we go in on why their friends suck, let's check something real quick. Are you being fair? Like, do they really deserve all this smoke, or is there some personal bias at play? Ask yourself, are they actually toxic, or do they just have different personalities than you? Do they really disrespect your relationship, or do they just not vibe with you personally? Are you upset because they're bad influences, or because they have more access to your partner than you do? Look, I'm not saying you have to like them, but sometimes the issue isn't that they're bad people. It's just that they're not your type of people, and that's okay. The real question is, are they affecting your relationship negatively? Segment 2, getting to the real issue. Now, if you still feel like their friends are a problem, let's get specific. Why do you dislike them? Because how you handle this depends on what the issue actually is. Here are some common reasons people don't like their partner's friends. 1, they're bad influences. Maybe they encourage reckless behavior, don't respect your relationship, or constantly push them to do things that cause tension between you and your partner. 2, they're always in your business. They gossip, overstep, or feel like they have a say in your relationship when they really don't. 3, they don't like you. Maybe they throw shade, act cold, or straight up tell your partner that you're not the one. 4, they take up too much of their time. You feel like they're always around and you're competing for quality time. If any of those sound familiar, then yeah, this isn't just a personality clash. This is a relationship problem, and that's when it needs to be addressed. Segment 3, what not to do. All right, before we talk about what to do, let's talk about what not to do. Because if you handle this wrong, you might push your partner closer to them and further away from you. Don't make it a me or them situation. Giving your partner an ultimatum is the fastest way to lose. Nobody likes being told who they can and can't hang out with. Don't talk bad about them 24/7. If you're constantly complaining about their friends, your partner is bound to get defensive. That's their squad, whether you like it or not. Don't isolate them, trying to pull them away from their friends. This will only make your partner resent you. And let's be real, if their friends see that happening, you will take an L here, as they will easily turn your partner against you. Don't act fake when you're around them. If you show up with an attitude being dry or clearly showing that you don't want to be there, trust me, they notice. And the worst thing you can do is give them more reasons to dislike you. If you have to be around them, keep it cool, keep it respectful, and avoid unnecessary drama. So, yeah, coming at this the wrong way, as mentioned, will send your relationship straight to the gulag. So, let's talk about how to handle it the right way. Segment 4, how to handle this without ruining your relationship. So here's how you actually deal with this. If you hate their friends but you love your person, this is what you need to do. 1, keep it real but respectful. If you really feel like their friends are affecting your relationship, you gotta talk about it. But the key, make it about your feelings, not an attack on them. Instead of saying, your friends are messy and I don't like them, try, I've noticed that every time you hang with your friend, we end up arguing. I don't want to come between you and your friends, but I also don't want our relationship to suffer because of it. See the difference? You're expressing your experience without making them feel like they have to choose. And listen, timing matters. Don't bring this up when they just had a great time with their friends, and definitely don't start this conversation in the middle of an argument. Choose a moment when you're both calm so they can actually hear you out. 2, find a way to coexist. Let's be honest, unless these friends are actually toxic, they're not going anywhere. So instead of fighting it, find ways to make it work. If you're always avoiding them, try small interactions. Be civil, be cool, and keep it moving. You don't have to be besties, but you also don't need to create tension for no reason. Third, strengthen your relationship so they don't matter. At the end of the day, if your relationship is solid, their friends shouldn't be a deal breaker. The stronger your bond is, the less their opinions will affect things. So instead of focusing on them, focus on your partner. Make sure they feel loved, secure, and valued in your relationship, because if they are happy with you, their friends' influence won't matter as much. Segment 5, the bottom line. What's the real answer? You don't have to like their friends. And yeah, sometimes the friends might be a bad influence, but how you handle it will determine whether this becomes a relationship-ending problem or just something you learn to deal with. Their friendships existed before you, and they'll probably exist after you if things don't work out. So trying to get rid of them is not the best look. The real key is learning how to manage your feelings without turning it into an unnecessary war. But if their friends are constantly disrespecting you, crossing boundaries, or turning your partner against you, that's a problem. And in that case, it's not just about disliking them, it's about protecting your relationship from outside negativity. So when should this be a deal breaker? If the friends are disrespecting you openly, encouraging your partner to cross relationship boundaries, or your partner refuses to acknowledge your concerns and just defends them no matter what, then yeah, that's an issue. And at that point, it's not about the friends anymore, it's about your partner. Because a strong relationship means your partner should at least hear you out and work with you on a solution. If they won't, then maybe the bigger question isn't about the friends. It's about how much your partner values the relationship. At the end of the day, it's all about balance. You don't have to love the friends, and they don't have to love yours. But mutual respect is key. If your relationship is solid, their opinions won't matter. If it's shaky, this situation is just exposing deeper issues. So, is this a battle worth fighting? Or is this just something you need to accept and move differently with? Only you can answer that. But trust me, picking the right battles in a relationship, that's a skill that'll save you a lot of unnecessary stress. Alright guys, so before you go to war with their friends, ask yourself, do I really need to fight this battle? Or can I take a smarter approach that keeps my relationship strong without unnecessary drama? Because if you make them choose, you might not like the answer. If you have dealt with a similar issue in your relationship, drop your stories in the comments. I'll be down there reading and responding. And if you're feeling this conversation, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Because trust me, we have so much more to unpack when it comes to love, dating, and all the things nobody really teaches us. Until next time, stay vibing, stay growing, and remember, chemistry is everything. Peace.